Hey everyone, welcome back to another Kevin's Kreations here on Geektopia Island. I'm Kevin.
I'm Cardinal.
And today we're going into a whole new format with the new set of Prologue of Attoractia. We're going into just cluster decks for a little bit because, I mean, we're all tired of seeing Altar and all the old cards that are just problems.
Yeah, you gotta have fun with all the new toys now.
Yeah. There's lots of new things and we're going to just try to show off all the new things and what cluster can do. Because, I mean, otherwise I'd have Perfect Loki in all the decks because that's what she's for.
Right, exactly.
So, without further ado, we're going to delve into cluster with the first deck that I made, which is I Want to Break Free with our boy Gil Lapis, because I heart Gil Lapis. Anyways, before we get into it, guys, we'll just remind you that we do have a Patreon. The link will be down below. Go check it out. It really just takes an extra $1 to give us some love and support. We'd greatly appreciate it. Alright guys, we're going to delve into this deck of I Want to Break Free, and if you want to see what these cards are, you can go check them out on our new app, the Force of Will Grimoire. It is on Android for now, and it's going to be on iOS very shortly, and we're just waiting on them to approve it, really. Yeah. But all the cards are there, and it's going to be super fun to check out.
Yeah.
So,
and also, with the shareability, you can also basically make your deck and then post it in the comments and see what we can actually, come together as a community about it.
Yeah. Alright, first up we're going to go over our boy Gill Lapis. He is the new he's one of the new Dark Rulers. He has Judgment for Black, and Moon Mana, so Moon Mana is back, finally. He also has Energized Black, but that is not, on the card anymore.
Yeah.
They've eroded it to have all the rulers get it for whatever they are. And his abilities, he has whenever Darkness Regalia enters the field under your control, choose one. Then if the Regalia is World Ender, you choose one again. And he does not have a Stranger deck, so you don't get any of that. But his two abilities you get with that is either look at the top 3 of your deck, reveal a card from among them, and put it in your hand, and put the rest in the bottom. Or you can name a card and you gain Limit Break of that card, which in this deck you're probably going to be gaining Limit Break of a lot of things, more so than you are going to dig.
Yeah, and that's why he says again, so it's not just two. Two options, you can't just choose them again, right?
Yeah.
So.
And then also you can pay the attribute cost of minions and moon arts as any will.
Yeah, so that's awesome.
So yeah, he's pretty nice on the front side, just being like, hey, I'm going to play this dude for black because I can. Yeah. Thanks. When he judgments into a 12/12 base with flying.
That's good.
Because why not? Enter. You search your deck for a minion and put it in the field. If you do, you gain Limit Break of that minion, then shuffle your deck.
Ridiculous.
So yeah, pretty busted because he can just freeload get minion and Limit Break it already. And then this card gets +800/+800 if he has his own Limit Break. So you do have to call Limit Break on himself.
Yeah.
So if he has it, he gains the following. This card gets 800, and Precision. You can tap, destroy target Resonator until the end of game. You may play all God Arts ability you played this game an additional time.
Ridiculous.
It's silly. And then also his God's Art is pay a black and a moon. This card gains Resonators your opponent's control, get -4/-4.
Yep. So
he just statically can make the board go down, and if you kill a dude, you get to redo it.
Yeah, so you just pay it, everything's -4/-4, kill their big dude, and then pay it again, and then just be like, hey, everything's -8,
and kill their board.
Until I get to flip over again.
Yeah, as long as he stays on the J Ruler side, you get to do that and have it static, just your dudes are little.
Yeah, because there's no timestamp to it. It's just, it doesn't say end of turn, so it's just, it happens.
Yeah, your dudes are just small. Thanks. And he's super strong for that. It's going to be wild. However, he does lose the ability to pay for minions easily.
Yeah. So
you have to have the actual mana to pay for him, so just know that.
And hopefully by the time you have the World Eater Regalia to help you kind of with that. Alright, and our first Resonator is Miria, the Fallen Vampire. So 1 darkness, flying, 4/4. But when this card enters this card deals 400 damage to target Resonator, you gain that much life. Now, when this card is revealed by the ability of Gill Lapis you control, it deals 400 damage to target Resonators, you gain that much life. So if you, look at the top cards or whatever and then do it, and then it does that. And with the Limit Break, if you called it, this card would deal damage, it deals double that much damage as well.
So essentially, if you have Limit Break, she comes into play and shoots something for 8, and you gain 8.
Yeah.
And then when she deals combat damage, she still deals 8, because she deals 4 twice.
So at any point, you can reveal her, deal 8, play her, deal another 8. And
yeah, it's kind of nuts.
It's pretty
cute.
The Limit Break. Just for 1 darkness as well.
Next up is Demon of the Black Moon, Lilith. It is 2 black and it has Awakening X. Enter. Destroy target resonator with total cost X or less. If you spent Moon to pay to pay the Awakening cost, you gain life equal to the resonator's attack. So you're gonna just pay X to kill the dude, and if you have Moon mana spent for it, you get to gain free life.
And the best thing about this is like strangers, you know? You kill a stranger that costs 2, but you gain 14 life.
Yeah.
It's like, all
yeah,
right.
and she is a 5/7, so she's got a pretty good booty to block most things.
Yeah.
And even you don't have to awaken it, just having a 5/7 to
Kill a
block
dude.
things on turn 2 is pretty good.
And Merca, dude.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Alisaris, minion of Lapis. Sorry, I was going to say Laris. I was like, that doesn't make sense. So 2 red, quick cast, actually. Enter. Name a counter. Reveal a total of 4 counters with the name from any number of cards in all zones. Okay. Has limit break, so this is when the quick cast comes in. You may pay red less to play this card. When you remove counters by this card, put a 1/1 counter on each J Resonator you control for each counter removed this way. So kind of weird.
Yeah. He kind of is odd. He has been eroded to say up to 4 counters, so you don't have to get all 4 at once. It's just up to.
Yeah.
But he's really cool because he can eat counters of anything. So you can eat Maribella's soul counter, you can eat Priestess friendship counters, you can eat 1/1 counters. Doesn't matter what they are, he just eats them. And then you get to pass out free 1/1 counters to all your dudes when you do.
Yeah, that's actually, that's really, really good. Alright, the next one is one of the strongest cards. It's Sylvia, Minion of Lapis. It's a green and a red, but of course it is a minion, so therefore you can, pay with any will. It has swiftness, 7/7, as always.
Yeah.
If you play a moon, this card gains plus 300 until end of turn, so of course they can just keep going. But if she has the limit break, this card gets +3/+3 flying, and whenever this card attacks, it deals that much damage equal to the attack to target J/Resonator your opponent controls. So insane.
This card is literally one of the best minions that he has
Ever.
And she's always been attached to Gill Lapis in the entire story that I've seen.
Yeah.
So I mean I get it, but this card is insane for 2 mana.
Yeah. It's funny that they had to keep the color combination with her though, for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, a 7/7 that turns into a 10/10 that swings and can deal 10 damage plus whatever moon mana you want to spend killing anything you want.
Yeah, you pretty much always want to have her limit broke because turn 2 swinging for 10 and shooting a thing for 10 is pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly.
Next up is probably one of the best arts in the entire set in my opinion.
It's pretty nice.
It is Lenneth, the Dark Priestess. She is 2 black and a moon for a 10/10 with Drain and Bane.
Yep.
That's baseline.
That's good.
If you have limit break, she gets flying and barrier resonators. Solid. And then enter, she also gains this as well. Enter, choose one. Destroy target regalia, destroy all strangers, or reveal a 12 apostle from outside the game and put it into the field.
Which is pretty good.
Yeah. And right now there's not very many 12 apostles, but that's okay because the ones that there are, there's like 2 that are really, really strong to get.
And that's all you really need.
Yeah, that's really all you need.
Alright, now we'll get into the spells here. We have Black Moonlight. It's a 1 darkness. It's a mage art. It has quick cast. So target resonator gets +8/+8 until end of turn. If you control limit break, it also gains Eternal and Barrier. So awesome.
Yeah, so like what this card is for is to save your dude. It gives it plus, and then if you have limit break of that dude.
Yeah, of that creature.
So like if you have Sylvia limit break and you're just like, cool, she gets barrier too. Or
Eternal.
Eternal.
So it's like 8/8 swing, kill at 18/18, whatever that will be. You know?
Yeah. This card's just a good way to be like, hey, don't touch my things.
Yeah.
Next is Dark Summoning. It is 1 black. It is a moon art. And it has quick cast. And then draw a card. If you control limit break Lenneth, you may search your deck for a card and put it in your hand instead.
Just like that.
So it's literally just a 1-drop tutor for whatever you need. And that's pretty much why it's here. Because you can go get a regalia if you need it. You can go get another dude. You can just go. It just helps you decide what you need to win with.
And it's a mage art, or it's a moon art, right? So you can literally play the regalia, name Lenneth, because you don't need to control Lenneth.
Yeah.
Then use the regalia to do this, to go get this, and another regalia.
Yeah.
And then you can just do whatever you want.
Yeah, and it's 1 minute to go get whatever you want.
Yeah.
As a quick cast, it doesn't matter. Into your turn, I'm gonna go get a thing.
I'll just go get a card.
Yeah,
I need.
cool, thanks.
Super strong. Alright, Distortion of the Phenomenon. It's 1 darkness, moon art. Trigger an automatic ability of a ruler named Gil Lapis you control. If you control limit break Alisaris, trigger automatic ability of a card named Gil Lapis you control instead. So it's It's all the front and the back, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the first part of this is he can trigger the front part of your ruler again, so you can get another limit break, you can reveal cards, do so forth, so on. The second part, if you control Alisaris, is if he's on J Ruler's side, you can trigger one of his automatic abilities of do things.
Yeah.
So, hey, cool.
Pretty good.
Next is one of the cards that
Yeah.
was played or was made and nobody really knew why, because they didn't do Moon Mana forever. And it is Secret Duel in the Moonlight. It is essentially a final battle, so it's back.
Enjoy.
Yeah, 1 red, Sword Art / Moon Art. As an additional cost to pay this card, pay any amount of life. Draw a card for each 1,000 paid. You can pay an Awakening red. This card deals X damage divided as you choose to any number of target J Resonators, where X is the amount of life paid. And you can pay a Moon. J Resonators get -1/-1 for each 100 life paid as an additional cost until the end of turn.
Yeah.
So if you pay the Awakening of red, red, and white, or the Moon, great. I'm going to shoot that dude and kill your board.
Yeah. Thank you. That's just a lot of thing.
And with you having a lot of ability to gain some life in this deck, you're going to be able to pay a lot.
Oh yeah. Next one is Sylvia's Burning Flame. It's a 1 red Moon Art. Quick cast. Choose one if you control limit break of Sylvia, which you probably will. Choose up to 2 instead. So target J Resonator gains +800. First strike, precision, pierce, till end of turn. And then also this card deals 800 damage to target J Resonator, which is silly.
One of the best 1-drop spells I've seen. As long as you control the limit break, this card is nuts.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially if it targets a Sylvia. Because Sylvia gets the +800 and all the abilities that you don't already need, but whatever.
Yeah.
Regardless, +800, she swings, shoots a dude for 18, and then you shoot another dude for 8 because you have the limit break.
Yeah, and if they want to block, then you still have Pierce to go through all the rest of the damage.
Yeah, this card is nuts. For 1 mana as a quick cast, it's almost as good as the red-blue spell that was between Keurig and Shayla. Like, it's almost as good as that, just because it's 1 mana, choose a thing.
Yeah, which is pretty nice.
Next up is World Ender. It is his regalia. It is 2 black, and your J Ruler gains imperishable. So,
Ridiculous.
Neat. And then you can tap, produce 2 will in any combination of black and or moon. Spin this will only to play God's Art abilities, minions, or moon arts. So it's really nice just to help you do other things, and you can do like the Awakenings for the Secret Duel of the Moonlight because it's a moon art,
Yeah.
all that fun stuff.
And the fact it can just do minions. So basically cards in your deck, it's a free ramp spell. The next one is End of the World. It's 2 darkness, 2 moons, it's a moon art. So this card is bonkers.
Yeah.
So choose one if you control limit break Gill Lapis. You choose 4 instead, so all the options. So your opponent banishes 2 Resonators. You draw 2 cards. Your opponent discards 2 cards, and then put 2 Resonators from your graveyard onto the field.
Because why not?
Why not?
I will choose. I will choose. Pay 4 mana, get 4 abilities.
Yeah.
Like it's literally a mana per ability, and they're all busted.
They're all, hey, do you want to win? These are the abilities you need to trigger to win.
Yes. So yes, it is kind of fast right now in the format, but if you get to turn 4, like this is a moon art, so you can play it easily on turn 3 with your regalia. But it literally cripples everything, because if you have 2 dudes in the yard somehow or whatever, you get them free. But otherwise, your opponent loses dudes, they discard cards, and you draw cards.
Yeah.
That's so much value for 4 mana. Is ridiculous.
Extreme value, no less. Like just for 4.
Yeah.
It's silly.
That is it for the main deck. We're going to go over the stones next. We have the Black Moon Memoria, which is the black and the moon stone, so it's the way you have your moon mana.
Yes.
Magic Stone of the Scorched Bales, which is the black-red, because we're playing mostly black-red dudes. And then finally I have just 2 Darkness Stones, because you're mostly playing Darkness, so you're going to need them.
Exactly. And the Attractia's Memorial
Is pointless.
because his attribute is just a darkness. So
if he was black and moon, then I'd have played it, but it's not worth it.
They knew that was going to be a little too busted for sure.
Yeah. We don't really do sideboards anymore, but we do have some honorable mentions, and these I mainly put in here because that's what they are for the Dark Lenneth.
Yeah.
Because you need the 12 Apostles, so I wanted to just show you what each one of them are. The first one is Phoenix, the Flame of the World. He has 3 red and 1 for a 9/9 with flying. When this card enters your field, it deals 300 damage to each Resonator your opponent controls. And when this card is put into a graveyard from your field, you may pay 2 red. If you do, put this card into the owner's field. So it's pretty good early if you need to kill the board. You can go play Lenneth and get this and be like, hey, cool, kill the board.
Yeah, especially if Gil Lapis' God's Art is triggered, so it actually helps with that.
Yeah.
The next one is Ouroboros, the snake reincarnation. So this is a 20/20 for 5 red, but obviously you're probably not going to play with that. When this card enters the field, remove all cards in your main deck from the game, then shuffle all magic stones from your graveyard into the magic stone deck, and shuffle all of the cards from the graveyard into your main deck. This card is put in the graveyard from your field, put it all at the bottom of your owner's main deck.
Yeah, put it on the bottom.
Yeah.
This card is very sketchy to play. I wanted to put him in there just to show you what he is and that he's an option. But right now with Athena running around and being like, hey, I can remove your graveyard, it's kind of terrifying. If she wasn't a thing, if the graveyard hate wasn't such a big thing, that dude would be pretty good just because you can get your graveyard back. And it would help all the remove stuff, but he's kind of not the best right now.
Oh, yeah.
Next is Izanami, the Sealed Terror. She is 1 black and 1 for a 6/6. You can pay 3 black and 2, remove this card from your graveyard, destroy target Resonator. Or you can pay a black and a moon, remove this card from your discard or from your graveyard, your opponent discards a card. So it's just there to help you do some silly things. Mostly you're going to want to use it to kill a dude.
Yeah.
It blocks a dude and kills a dude.
Seems pretty good. And of course, the next one is Athena, Titan of Revenge. It is a 12 apostle, of course, swiftness 7/7. And whenever this is dealt damage, you put 2 1/1 counters on this card, and then you can pay a red to deal 100 damage to each player. And this card can get out of hand real quick.
Yeah, because she gets counters for each damage dealt to you. Period. Yeah. And the way she just does that at the end of turn, be like, hey, we both take 1. Cool, I get free counters.
Especially with that final battle card, and you're just like, I'll lose life, right? She gets super huge.
Yes. This with Lenneth is pretty silly because that turn you play Lilith and have the mana, you get 17 plus power on board.
Yeah.
Essentially. Like you get a 7/7 and a 10/10 and be like, hey, cool. Good luck.
Yeah, have fun.
And it's kind of ridiculous because you can do that turn 3 if you have the right mana and just be like, hey, cool, thanks. Busted. I'm super excited to play Gil because he's my favorite, one of my favorite rulers in all of Force of Will. And I like all those silly cards that came with this set and all of his limit break stuff. So I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be interesting. The list will be down below, guys. Check it out and then let us know what you think about it in the comments. And we'll see y'all again next time.
Goodbye.
Later. Also, guys, make sure you hit that like button down below and subscribe to our channel. And then hit that bell for any future notifications that you have for our videos.
And we go ahead and give a big thank you to our fans for over the years, especially our Mythic and Above Patreon followers. Thank you, Dwayne Higgs.
And thank you, Ryan.
With that, we love you. Thank you for your support.